Navigating the complicated world of real estate, you want someone you can trust holding your hand along the way. Here's just the right person and just the right program. It's the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show, an advertising feature on AM800. Here's your host and broker-owner of the Dan Gemus Real Estate team, Dan Gemus.
Hi, everyone. Great to have you with us today. We have a great show this hour, and in studio with me are two realtors from the Dan Gemus Real Estate team, Kathy Talbot and Susan Reaume. Morning, ladies.
Good morning, Dan.
Good morning.
Coming up on today's show, we'll have a look at the most recent Windsor and Essex County real estate market stats. June was another great month, so we'll take a look at all the numbers a little later on in the hour. We're also going to chat with Deenie Stuebing, a mortgage broker with Mortgage Intelligence, about some tips to survive a buy and sell transition. And of course, as always, we'll have our weekly home staging and mortgage tips. And we introduce for the very first time on the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show our contest.
Dun, dun, dun.
And driving in this morning. Thank you, Sue, for the sound effects there. Driving in this morning, I came up with a name.
You did?
I did. I'm trying to think of it.
It is?
It is the...
It has escaped me.
Wait.
You had an aha moment and it wasn't in the shower?
It was not in the shower.
I'm proud of you.
That's a, it's a funny story, too. No, the contest, we're going to call it the best of three contest.
Okay.
We are going to pit... Do you guys like that?
Yeah, that's,
Do you approve?
That's pretty good.
Are we okay?
The best of three.
Just pretty good?
Yes. Yeah, we can
Just
work
all
with
right?
it.
Okay. It's the best of three contests. We're going to pit two callers against each other. And the key is going to be listening to the hour and writing down some stuff or just remembering as much as you can. We're going to ask you some random questions about the show. Typically, there'll be number questions, something with a number that we mentioned during the show. And whoever gets, the closest guess properly will have a point. So there'll be three questions and the best of three wins, okay? And today's contest prize is a gift certificate from the LaSalle Premier Auto Spa, okay?
Oh, good.
Which is nice. All right. So how's everyone's week?
Oh, excellent. Good. I was off for a few days.
Yes,
I was
you
up
were.
in the
No
UP,
wonder it was good.
Michigan.
You're allowed
I
to
know.
have time off, eh? We give it to you?
I so thought about you guys.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Ooh, maybe not.
What'd you do? Did you go swimming?
What did I do? Yes, we went swimming. We had a little bit of rain, so I played some poker. I love Texas Hold'em poker. I took them down.
Good.
I took them
look at
down.
you.
I know. So I had to
Wow.
walk away from the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty much a little bit of nothing. It was great.
And here you are back at work.
Mm-hmm.
Kath, how was your week?
My week was excellent.
Some time in the garden?
Yes, my happiest. I got some garden time.
Kathy got a new gazebo.
Mm-hmm.
It is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Gary didn't build it himself, did he?
Gary did not build
No.
it himself. Nope.
That's all right. I
Had the
wouldn't either.
professionals come in.
I wouldn't either. We had a busy week this week. A couple of changes to our industry. One to mention is Bill 55. And Bill 55, what it does for everyone out there, for the public as well, is it helps curb phantom offers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a big problem, especially in the Toronto area, where people will say, our agents will say they have an offer coming in to kind of help create multiple offers, or they'll say we have, in Toronto it's 10 offers coming in, but in fact it's only 5 offers coming in. Every time an offer comes in on a property, if they keep adding up, a buyer has the option to change their offer, right? And so Bill 55 is created, rightfully so, and it should have been done a long time ago, in my opinion. It helps curb the fact that, we have to make sure that we have copies of the offers that are coming in. So, for example, if Sue brings in, says, okay, Dan, I'm writing an offer on your property, then I have to obviously let Kath know if she's also writing an offer on a property. And I have to keep a copy of every offer in my office so that if, for example, they didn't present them in person, then if Kath had questions and she says, you know what, I'm not sure if Sue in fact did bring an offer, then she can go to our governing body, RICO, and say, okay, RICO, I'm not sure that there in fact was 2 offers. Can you please verify? And then RICO would audit the brokerage and make sure that was the case. So I think it's a good idea.
I agree.
We've never really had much of a problem, I don't think, in Windsor Essex with that.
I agree.
But it has to be a blanket, a blanket rule. So I know that folks in Toronto are, and all the the really good and legit realtors are all very excited that it's coming around, and it'll really help keep things legit. So that's huge, right? It's a lot of paperwork for us. We have to file a lot of offers and but that's all That's all big, little peanuts compared to what it does for the industry. So it's good news. Good news overall. I found a funny little article. Well, it's funny because some things I don't really agree with, but 10 things a buyer may not like about your home.
May not like.
May not like about your home.
Okay.
Yeah, they may, but they may not. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Number 1, the smell of fresh coffee.
They may not like the smell of fresh coffee?
They may not like the smell of fresh coffee.
I don't even like coffee, and I love walking into a kitchen or a house and smelling fresh coffee brewing, so I don't agree with that one.
What do they want? Old coffee?
Yeah. Oh, stale coffee is the worst.
Oh.
Yummy! No, it says, well, and the article goes on to say that this is a vast improvement over the whiff of soiled nappies or wet dog, but
Oh,
studies
wet dog.
suggest that fresh mown grass is actually a bigger pull.
Oh, I love that smell.
Can you buy that somewhere?
I don't think so. Well, you can buy new car smell, right?
you have to actually
so
go
maybe
mow
you
the
can.
grass?
There's a new Scentsy flavor coming
Let's
out.
invent that, and we'll even put it out in like February.
In February, that'd be nice.
That's
yeah,
true.
Isn't that funny? But I guess it makes sense. Okay, number 2, showers, not baths. So this is one thing that I kind of found funny, or was it the next one? In a recent survey, 61% of potential buyers preferred to shower. No, this is normal. This is not the one I thought was funny. 61% of potential buyers preferred to shower rather than bathe. 30% didn't do either. I'm kidding. If you are,
I know some of those.
yeah. If you're cheering up your bathroom ahead of a sale, then consider some mixer shower bath taps. Cabs too, I guess. Okay, number 3. Let's move on.
Yeah.
So this is the one I thought was really weird. In the same survey, 68% of prospective buyers said they would prefer a garden to a garage.
Really?
68% of prospective buyers said they would prefer a garden to a garage.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
That
Huh.
really surprises me.
Wonder if that's market specific.
Where's this from? This is from the UK. Yeah,
Oh,
they're getting strange over there.
wow.
Andrew would
Andrew
agree.
will have to talk to him
Uh-oh.
about
He's
that.
back today, isn't he?
He is, thank the Lord.
Number 4, proximity to local amenities. That's huge.
Yes,
Yes.
that's
That's
no-brainer.
an easy one. Number 5, better a home that is too tidy than one that is too messy.
Absolutely.
Sure. And Mona will attest to that.
I think
Yeah.
she will.
Oh, yes.
Hope she doesn't come over to my house. Number 6, energy efficiency is a hot topic, and that's another big one right now. The
Agreed.
last few years, it's been all the rave, right?
Oh,
and
yes.
as the years kind of take on, the government keeps improving the efficiency ratings of new homes. So you have to keep improving the insulation in the attic, and
Well, it's an attractive feature for
It is.
monthly bills, of course, too, right?
huge.
Yeah.
Right. Number 7, and this I totally agree with, and I think all 3 of us will because we're all in the county. Number 7, access to the World Wide Web.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that as soon as you started.
That's a big one.
It
Oh,
is.
it's huge.
You know,
Yeah.
how many of us out there?
I just upgraded mine.
Did you?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Watch
So don't
out.
ask me the stats, Dan. I know
Yeah.
as soon as I open my mouth. However, I'm getting like 3 times the speed for half the price.
Hey,
Yeah.
3 times dial-up. That's huge.
I know.
I was going to say I had
Huge.
dial-up, so I'm just happy that I have actual high-speed internet. What I consider it high-speed anyway.
What we have is not high speed, but it's okay.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
deal with it. For us, we can watch Netflix. We're happy,
Yes.
right? Number 8, be clear what you're selling. Speak to your real estate agent and solicitor before you show anyone around, and prepare a list of 10 things you are including in the sale. 10 things? Like, it
Wow.
doesn't matter how many things, really. And further list of what you might be persuaded to sell. Like we always say, everything is for sale,
Everything
including
has
the
a
wife or
price.
the husband,
Yeah,
the cat or the dog,
that's right.
The stale
the
coffee.
baby, the stale coffee.
Oh, when it comes to pets, I don't know.
I
don't-
almost sold a
most
cat
people
once.
are-
I
You're
almost sold a
kidding.
cat with a house once. It was this close.
You're
happens.
kidding.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I had
It
a buyer
happens.
once too. That's it was a poor little 3-legged cat. Oh,
it
somebody
really?
obviously bought the other leg.
You're horrible. Sue.
No, it was a beautiful little cat. We thought it would be gift with purchase.
This will be Sue's last show, folks. All the animal lovers. Okay, number 9, make it easy. It sounds obvious, but if you want people to buy your property, then make it easy for them to come and see it. No kidding.
Absolutely.
Can we not all
Sure.
speak to that?
Yes.
We always tell our sellers, if we get a request for a showing and for whatever reason we can't approve it, so if you're busy or whatever, oftentimes, more times than not, the agent and the buyers will not reschedule. If an agent is, if they have 10, 15 properties lined up, they are not going to reschedule 10 properties to make one work. So that's one of those things where, we have to really hammer home to our clients. If it's dinner time or it's, nap time, I get it. Nap time, I have young kids, so I get it. But when you're selling your house, it's difficult because that one showing you lost might have been the one that,
Right.
Number 10, some people are rude, others just insensitive. You'd be amazed just how honest some people can be as they look through your place. Try not to be crushed by their plans for the house. They need to feel that they can make it their home. So again, that's another big one.
True.
Oftentimes, if sellers are home while we're walking around with our buyers, they'll mention, I'd take this wall down. And you see the sellers cringe.
Yes.
Oh, I love that wall. I love that room the way
Yes.
it is. Well, everyone's going to have different plans for that house that they buy, right? So you have to try and detach yourself.
Yep, I sold a property out of the county once, and the lady must have had 50 varieties of lilies. It was the most beautiful garden I'd ever seen, and she was so proud of it. And the people buying it don't garden, and they talked about tearing it up because they were offering me some of the species, tearing it up and just leaving it as grass. And I saw that poor lady just walk away. I felt so sorry for her, but they weren't gardeners,
Yeah,
right?
what do you
So it
do?
meant nothing to them. And she had years of cultivation and joy in that garden.
Remember a couple years back, we sold a house that was part of the garden
the garden
tours.
tour.
It was stunning.
Stunning.
I drove by it the other day, and it's actually still looking like it's, a lot of the garden is up, which is huge. But
Yeah.
it was a nice backyard. Okay, time for a little break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the hot real estate market. We'll also have our mortgage tip of the week with RBC Mobile Mortgage Specialist Kyle Lucier. Keep it tuned right here, the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show. Well, our crazy real estate market continues here in Windsor and Essex County. We have the latest numbers from the Real Estate Board, and they continue to impress. Ladies, are you ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Market activity. So the number of listings hitting the market in June was up 6.75%. So we're finally starting to see homes hitting the market. There is still
Thank goodness.
Not enough.
there's still not enough. And so, buyers are still looking, and there's still not enough stuff popping up. But it's improving at least over last year. And last year we were short as well. But this year has just been
Yeah, I don't
ridiculous.
remember it being this bad.
No, I
last
never
year.
remember it being this bad. This has been horrible. It's good for sellers. Good news for sellers. And so year to date, market activity from last year is up just short of 6%. But again, it's not keeping up to the market. Sales up in June again. Ready for this? Up almost 22%.
Isn't that
I
incredible?
believe it.
Isn't
Wow.
that something? So up 21.54%. Year to date, again, actually, it's actually the exact, almost the exact same number. 21.53% sales are up year to date. So just short of 22%. We have 2,980 sales so far this year. 2,980. So just short of 3,000 sales for the year so far. Okay. The average price was down in June, was down 2.5%. And that price is now $187,545
Oh, that's the average price now?
For June.
187?
For
Oh,
June,
for
year to
June.
date, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, because year to date, we're still in the 200 range,
Yes.
That's what I thought.
which is
Yeah.
huge, just huge. Okay, high-end homes. So we are seeing again 19 sales over $500,000.
Wow.
Last year we had 15 over $500,000 in June.
Coming up.
So 19 sales over $500,000. The busiest price range continues, to be the 200 to 350-ish price range. We're seeing a lot of those. The hottest areas in the county,
Let's guess.
Yes.
sales. Go ahead, guess. Yeah.
LaSalle.
Yes. That's actually for sales. That was number one in the county.
South
There you
Windsor.
Yeah.
go. And South Windsor for sure. And
Absolutely.
Well,
Amherst's
county.
doing
County
really
would
well.
be
Lakeshore.
Windsor's got its own
county.
its own thing.
Mhm.
For the county, we have LaSalle,
Amherstburg.
Amherstburg is number
Yes,
2,
Amherstburg.
and Lakeshore number 3. So, yeah,
It's the Berg.
you got it right. And same with listings. So there's the same 3 for listings. In Windsor itself, again, we have central downtown Windsor.
Really?
With number one in sales, right? Because there's a lot of houses out that way. It's pretty similar month to month. East Windsor and South Windsor were tied with 58 sales in June. Tied, yeah. And then South Central, so that was 54. So that's more so south of EC Row.
Yeah, Devonshire Mall area.
Devonshire Heights and that area there. Yeah. Pretty fascinating, eh? What else do I have? I got like papers full of stuff. One of the other huge factors. Oh, here's a monthly bill. We don't want that. That one's very scary.
That's up 33%.
Leave that here on the counter when you leave. Maybe the
Hopefully
next person will pick
it.
it up. Yep.
Is Carol in today? Okay, we'll see. see what she says. Market activity year over year. So this shows us how many sales since 2001 every year. And if I look, the busiest year since 2001 is in fact this year. It's so far this year. 2006 was close. Actually, no, 2003 was number one. So it's been over 10 years since we've had a market like this so far.
No wonder I can't remember it, Dan.
That's when we built our house
10 years ago.
2003. Yeah.
Okay, there's your monthly stats for June. It's time for our weekly mortgage tip with RBC Mobile Mortgage Specialist Kyle Lucier. Hey, Kyle, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thanks. Today's topic is?
Default insurance and the down payments that go along with those.
Okay, so tell us, what is default insurance?
So if your down payment's going to be less than 20%, in Canada, essentially you have to pay default insurance. So that could be something you might have heard of CMHC. Okay. So CMHC insurance, in most cases, when it's less than 20% down, we really end up using that.
Okay, and we have no choice, right? That's
exactly, yeah. So if it's less than 20% down, you definitely got to use CMHC or Genworth or Canada Guarantee, which are the three main insurers in Canada.
Okay, and so I know it's a silly question, but what exactly is the purpose of this insurance?
So essentially, because you're a little bit riskier client, because it's less than 20%, not only to protect the lender, but the economy. We don't want to, see things like that were happening in the States over here. So it's just one more thing that kind of helps protect in case you default or really lose your home.
Is there a typical cost, or is there an exact calculation, or how is that calculated?
Yeah. So for instance, if we use an example of the 5% down payment, essentially you'd be paying 3.6% as a premium. So for instance, if that was a purchase price of $100,000, you'd have your $5,000 down payment, but then you'd pay $3,600 to CMHC. Now, it's not something that you necessarily pay upfront yourself. It goes on top of the mortgage. Okay. But it's definitely something to keep in mind and know exactly how much you're paying.
Okay. Does that cost come down in percentage depending on the size of if you do 10%, is it less or is it still?
Yeah, so it actually goes based on almost a chart. So if you think of 5% is more risky, so you're at 3.6% for a premium. If you go to the 10% down payment, you move down to the 2.4%. And then, of course, if you do 15% down, you're at the 1.8%. And, your main goal would be to hopefully get closer to 20% down. Yeah. If you can get that 20% down, there's no CMHC insurance or default insurance involved.
Fantastic. Anything else about this insurance that is important for buyers to know?
No, just understanding that you were going to have to pay it, where it's going on top of your mortgage, but also things like sales tax is actually charged on that. So it's a good little tidbit to realize that that's part of your closing costs.
It adds up.
So it does.
Fantastic. Great tips. We'll see you next week. Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you.
That's RBC Mobile Mortgage Specialist Kyle Lucier with our mortgage tip of the week. Time for a news update. After the break, we chat with Deenie Stuebing, mortgage broker with Mortgage Intelligence, about how to best prepare financially for the buying and selling transition. Back right after this. Welcome back to the show, everyone. In studio with me today are two sales representatives, realtors from the Dan Gemus real estate team, Susan Reaume and Kathy Talbot. Now, you're looking at possibly making a move in the future. To give us some tips on making the financial transition as smooth as possible, we have Deenie Stuebing on the line with us this morning. Deenie is a mortgage broker with Mortgage Intelligence here in Windsor. Great to have you with us, Deenie.
Good morning, Dan.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys
Very
doing?
good, thanks. Now, when moving from one house to another, not everyone takes the time to consider the various steps involved to make the switch as stress-free as possible, do they, Dee?
Quite often they don't. You're right.
We have some tips here from you, and we'd like to go, through them one by one. Number one, dig up your mortgage papers.
Yeah, when you're selling a home, you want to make sure, first of all, that you're going to have enough value in your house when you sell it to be able to pay your current mortgage out and any costs you have involved in paying that out.
Yeah, that's hugely important. I think most people don't even oftentimes think about that before we get out there and evaluate their homes.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, you need that cost to get out, plus looking for the down payment and legal fees to close your new home as well.
What is the best way, Dee, in your opinion, to get that information for someone who doesn't keep paper around, or they're not even oftentimes people aren't even sure who their mortgage is with? Shock. I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you hear that all the time, right?
We see that all the time. The first thing you need to do is dig up your mortgage papers. Example, an annual mortgage statement. All lenders will give you one of those. Contact your bank or mortgage broker and find out, your anticipated date of closing, what your mortgage balance is at that time, and what your penalty to get out of the mortgage is going to be. And today that's a big concern because the banks aren't standard any longer. The penalties can vary, and sometimes people can be quite shocked what their cost is to get out.
So that actually takes us to number two, and it's ask about penalties.
Yeah.
And give us a bit of info on your knowledge and penalties.
Well, penalties, the standard clause for mortgage penalties, you'll hear 3 months interest or interest differential, whatever is the greater of the two at the time you're paying it out. And that's always based on the balance of your mortgage. So 3 months interest is always a nice number you're going to be at. Generally with the average mortgage amount, you'll see $1,200, to maybe $2,500. Okay. But when you get into an interest differential, the banks today are all calculating that differently. So, you could see someone with a $4,000 penalty there, or, up to $18,000, which can be quite a shock when that happens. So it's so important to always find that number out before you proceed.
Holy moly. Okay. Number three, we have find out what your home is worth. Obviously, another big important one.
Well, yeah, you need to check with your realtor as yourself and find out what you're going to be able to sell your home for at that time, and make sure that between that and your mortgage balance, you're going to have enough money to at least put a down payment.
Yeah, that's another big one. And people don't often think about that either, right? We get there and they'll say, okay, we're ready to make a move.
Yeah.
We'll sit down with them and, first of all, connect you with a mortgage person, which is, hugely important.
Right.
And Dee's one of the people that we refer, of course. And go through the numbers with you, because there's closing costs. You have your lawyer, your legal, you have your home inspection, you have that kind of thing as well.
Yeah. And always a big surprise I find with customers, especially if they're previous first-time buyers that are moving up into their second home. So one of the surprises is always that you have to pay land transfer tax, because right now in Canada they don't have to pay it the first time.
Yeah.
So that ends up usually being quite a big surprise a few days before closing.
Any idea, and I might catch you off guard, Dee, but how long has that rule been in place where the first-time home buyers are exempt from land transfer? Do you have any idea?
I'm going back in my memory, I'm going to guess and say it's probably been, I bet you it's been about 8 years now, maybe even a little bit longer. It's not guaranteed to always be here. We always wait to hear every year that it's going to be extended and renewed. So it's been quite a long time now. There's nothing that I've heard of that's going to be canceled anytime soon.
Okay. Number four, we have get a mortgage pre-approval for your new home.
It's so important to get pre-approved. A lot of times people will assume just because they currently have a mortgage that they can get another mortgage, no problem. And you'll also have people that can be looking at porting their mortgage over when they're going to keep their current mortgage and move it. They also just assume that they don't have to pre-qualify. They can just bring it. So whether you're getting a new mortgage or taking an old one with you, you still need to qualify as if you're a brand new person. You need to check your credit, you need to make sure your income is still okay. You need to make sure that you have the down payment available. Yeah,
I think it'd be devastating for someone who wanted to make a move and they couldn't financially do it. Right?
Yeah.
Number five, ready to shop.
That's always the fun part.
Isn't it?
Yeah. The fun part is always shopping. So you want to be able to have all your ducks in a row before that. So you get pre-approved, make sure your house is worth what it is, so that when you are ready to find one, that's the only thing that's on your mind is finding the right house.
Okay. Number 6, another big one. Plan your down payment. Let's talk about that.
So, with your down payment, recently we lost, with the new government changes, we lost the ability to put no money down. So everybody has to have a down payment now. And again, like we said earlier, you want to make sure that with all the costs involved in paying out your current home, that you have enough left to put at least 5% down on your new house.
Okay. Do you find most buyers doing 5% now, or do you find some doing more?
No, I don't know the percentage offhand, but I would say most buyers are definitely still 5% down. Even people we see going into their third and fourth home, and that's not a bad thing today because interest rates are so low. The cost to borrow money is so inexpensive right now that it's okay to put a small amount down and use the cash that you have remaining from your home, to furnish your home, do improvements, pay off any other debt that you might have.
There's still talk this week of a possible reduction in interest rates, is there not?
Yes. And a week ago they were talking about it going up a bit, and all of a sudden it's coming down. So we do expect to see a little bit of a drop. Right now we're hearing maybe near the end of the year, after in the fall, we might see some increases. Then again, those increases will be small. And, we have a U.S. election coming up next fall, so rates always typically go down in front of those. So we might see a few little bit increases here and there, but over the next year, I think they'll stay pretty steady and even come down again by this time next year.
I think all three of us in the room today, me, Kath, and Sue, have all been telling buyers for so long that it's as low as it's going to get.
Yes.
It's not going to get any lower.
Yep.
3%. Here we are.
Yep. I've been telling people for probably 9 to 11 years, this is the lowest it's ever been. and we keep going lower and we keep going lower.
Boy, oh boy, eh?
Yeah.
Number 7, qualify for your mortgage.
Yeah, you want to, like I said earlier, you want to make sure that you're going to qualify for that new mortgage. Typically, when people are moving, as you know, they're moving higher. Right? They're getting a larger home. So you just want to make sure don't make any assumptions and make sure that you can qualify. There's a lot of changes in the way we have to qualify mortgages now over the last 2 years. The way we have to calculate your estimated heat, ratios have been changing. The way we calculate your current debt, that's all changed. So you need to check with a professional and make sure that you do qualify today because it's different than it was a few years ago.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, number 8, bridging any gap.
That's so common right now. So what that is involved is you're selling your home, you're purchasing another one, but the one you're purchasing, you're going to obtain that before your other house is sold. So you need to get a bridge loan. We can give you a loan to bridge your down payment, so we can borrow your down payment that's going to come from the sale of your house later, give it to you now. So we see people, they might have a month in between their houses closing. The cost of that is minimal. It could be anywhere from $300, to $1,000, depending on what you need, the amount of your down payment that you're bridging. I find and even recommend to my customers even to bridge for 1 or 2 days just to avoid that stress and complications when you have somebody moving out of a house and another truck on the driveway waiting to move in the same day. So spending $300 or $400 to do that is so nice and convenient for everybody.
Yeah, like you said, it's that cheap. It'd be silly not to.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
And number 9, the best one of all.
Make a smooth move.
Yes, make a smooth move.
Well, and the best way to do that, Dan, like you're saying, is to work with professionals, right? Work with a team like yourself, work with a mortgage broker. It's always best in any type of business you do to work with people that specialize in what they're doing.
You got it. Great tips today, Deenie.
Thank you.
If anyone has any questions or if they want to get in touch with regards to a mortgage pre-approval or even refinancing questions, what's the best way they can reach you?
Give me a call. My number is 519-250-4966. And also you can check me out on my website, which is DeenieStuebing.ca.
Stuebing is S-T-U-E-B-I-N-G. Fantastic. Thanks, Deenie.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
That's Deenie Stuebing, mortgage broker with Mortgage Intelligence here in Windsor. It's that time of the week again, the home staging tip of the week with the Dan Gemus Real Estate Team's home stager, Monica Bunde. What's today's tip, Monica?
Today's tip, very important. You should listen. All men should listen.
I'm listening.
The 2 most important rooms for women.
Wait, let me guess. One of them's got to be the kitchen.
Absolutely. And the second one should not be hard either.
The walk-in closet?
That would be number 3.
Okay. What's number 2?
The bathroom.
Oh, okay.
The bathroom.
Fair
So
enough.
kitchen and bathroom. So very important. And I think that's what women are looking for the most when they move, like when they're looking for homes, is what is that kitchen like and what is that bathroom like? So the kitchen, when you are staging your home for, to sell, make sure that kitchen is clean. Nothing in and around the sink. I find so many hood fans with grease on them. Get rid of that grease. Nobody wants to see that. No. It just reminds you of work. Yep. I've got to clean that. Yep. Make sure everything is spotless. Cabinet doors, your cabinet doors and your drawers, make sure they all open and close the way that they should. If your hardware is loosened, tighten it up. Those are some really quick fixes. If it's stuck, fix it. Sometimes we have so many recipe books. And honestly, we don't use any of them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what iPads are for.
That's right. Yeah, it's 2015. I know, right? So keep a few recipe books because it looks nice. It's cute little decor. But if you have 20 or 30, you don't need them. Get rid of them. Window coverings. Let the light in. Nobody wants to walk into a dark kitchen. The kitchen should be bright and airy. Fridge, very important. Make sure that your fridge is all cleaned off. And for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's such an eyesore to see a beautiful fridge full of all magnets and photos and artwork. And I know that it's wonderful. You want to hang your kids' stuff up there, but not if you're going to be selling your home. Just let it be nice and clean and sleek. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. And I always say, if you can have one thing on your fridge, it's my business card.
Oh, right.
Besides that, everything else cleared off.
Absolutely, Dan Gemus. You're so right. You know what I find out too, is people have their calendars on their fridge.
Yes.
And I don't like that for security reasons, only because if somebody comes into your home and sees, Monday from 4 till 7, I'm at Johnny's little baseball practice.
Or doctor's appointments or whatever you have on
they
there.
know that you're not home. So just get rid of all of that stuff. Nothing needs to be on your fridge. What else was I going to say? Baskets.
Yes.
Baskets. Use baskets for everything. You can use them for teas or, extra coffee things that you're going to have. Anything. Just use baskets to put clutter in. They look a heck of a lot better than just everything laying out on the countertop. Plants. If they're alive, good. If they're dead, nobody wants to see anything dead in your kitchen. Okay? So get rid of it. And then paint. Sometimes there's grease splatter on the walls or behind the backsplash. You know what? If a quick paint is the quickest way and the least expensive way to clean up a kitchen. So just give it a nice, fresh coat of paint and it'll be beautiful. So that is the kitchen. Onto the bathroom really quick. So bathrooms, anything with a leaky faucet, fix it. If your grout is dirty, change it, rip it out, scrape it out, put some new grout in. It's not hard. Or the caulking. Nobody wants to see a yellow caulking. It's just gross, and especially in a bathroom. If your toilet isn't working or is not the nicest toilet,
or it's running.
Right, constantly running. Yeah. Pop in a new one. They're not that expensive, but it's just one less thing that a potential buyer has to do. The bathroom needs to be absolutely spotless. Again, hardware has to be clean and tight. And I always say, change your shower curtain out too. It doesn't matter. It may be there for years.
$Few.
Go put a new one in. Number one, it'll smell a lot better, and it'll just be clean and beautiful. So I always say, make it look like a spa. You know, when you go into a good hotel and you look at that bathroom and you're like, oh, this is wonderful. Make your bathroom look like that.
Great tips as always, Monica. Great tips. We'll see you next week.
Okay, thanks, Dan.
It's Monica Bunde, home stager for the Dan Gemus Real Estate Team with the home staging tip of the week. Ladies, did we get any tips from that?
Absolutely. I'm going to get a new shower curtain. Mine's been way too long.
Jeez. Okay, after the break, we're going to have our very first contest. We are going to pit two callers together. We'll do caller 8 and 9, Kyle, okay? We're going to pit two callers together, and we're going to, what did I call the contest? I called it the Best of Three. Thank you, ladies. The Best of Three contest coming up. Don't forget, if you're thinking of buying or selling, the Dan Gemus team would love to help. Visit us online at dangemus.com. That's DANGEMUS.com, or call our office 7 days a week at 519-566-5565. Keep it tuned right here to the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show. Lots more to come. Welcome back to the show. Again, we're about to do our contest. So if you want to give us a call, 519-792-2559, 519-792-2559. We're going to take callers 8 and 9. Okay, so we'll do that. In the meantime, while the phone lines start ringing, we're going to talk about some featured properties, and we have a couple open houses to mention, ladies.
Yes, we do. Today we have actually both of them are 1 to 3 today. So we have one on Runstedler, 415 Runstedler. And that's a great 2-story, fully finished basement with 3 bedrooms, a full and a half bath. It shows beautifully. It's rather lovely. And on Cadillac, very conveniently located to Chrysler, at 2332 Cadillac, is another 2-story with a fully finished basement. And this property actually has a second kitchen in the lower level. So if you want to use that for some extra room, or have some people coming in from out of town, or some extra space, or the teenager that you just don't want it on your main floor.
And the teenager doesn't want to be there either.
Yeah, so everybody's happy. Yep, so we've got those two coming up.
Cool. Kath?
Very excited about a hot new county property.
Tell me.
For anybody, this is going to be hot, hot, hot. Anybody looking for out near Amherstburg, but just north of Amherstburg. So just that side of Amherstburg that you're really close to the city. The lot is 100 by 200. Beautiful brick ranch, finished basement. 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, just done to the nines. Beautiful landscaping. And guys, there's a 20 by 40 workshop garage. Ooh. So it's going to be a great property. It's $239,900 and it's going to fly off the shelf. And
that's going to be hitting the market tomorrow or Tuesday.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you want to get a head start on that, for sure, give our office a call, 519-566-5565. Let's mention the open houses one more time, guys.
Sure.
We have 2 open houses today.
Yep.
Go ahead, Sue.
415 Runstedler in LaSalle, and 2332 Cadillac in Windsor.
Fantastic. Okay, so I want to go through this funny story I was telling you guys about. And again, we're going to get to the contest right after this, I promise. Okay, so 519-792-2559 for the calling contest. Okay, listen to this. The house that Lululemon built is the most expensive house in Canada's most expensive real estate market. Chip Wilson, I think Sue's been here. Have you been to this house, Sue?
Yeah, I was there last night.
You were there last night. Chip Wilson, the billionaire founder of the Yoga Clothes Company, owns a $57.6 million home in Vancouver's Kitsilano neighborhood, named BC's priciest home by the Provincial Assessment Authority this year. With the average house price in Vancouver reaching $905,000 in May 2015, a year-over-year increase of more than 11%.
Wow.
On $1 million average price.
Goodness gracious.
Year-over-year, 11% increase. Isn't that crazy? It was a tight race for the province's most expensive property. The Lululemon founder home is all open concept concrete with water-facing views, I would hope so, out on English Bay, the city, and the mountains beyond. At, get ready for it, 30,000 square feet.
Oh my God.
My gosh.
Just a little smaller than our office.
Just a little.
It is spread across 3 properties and was built over the course of 5 years, starting in 2008. Incredible. The 2-story structure looks out on several patios, an infinity pool, tennis courts, gardens, and the water beyond. Inside, it boasts 7 bedrooms and 9 baths. That's it.
That's a lot of shower curtains.
30,000 square feet, and you have 7 bedrooms and 9 baths. It's all about location, location, location in Canada's hot property market. And a sprawling home just blocks away from Point Grey, the home of the province's 3rd and 5th richest properties. It's definitely the right place at the right time, I'd say.
I just have to say that my daughter helped pay for him to build that house. And I did too, a little bit. Lululemon is awesome.
Yeah.
Lululemon. Okay, so nobody apparently wants to play the contest today, and Kath was joking with me before the show, saying, Dan, no one's going to want to play a contest. I said, well, Kath, I'm sure someone's going to want to play the contest. That's
so
okay.
do I win the prize
I
then?
guess you win the prize.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
So busy days up ahead?
Very busy week up ahead.
Andrew, our media marketing manager, is back.
Oh, great.
He's been in the UK for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Shares
It's
the
been the
office.
longest 2 weeks for our office.
I know. I miss him terribly.
Sue shares an office with him.
I share a desk,
A
two
de-
desks. I'm the person who likes to put everything everywhere just so I can see it.
We joke with Sue in the office because Sue had to shimmy a desk, a third desk from the office over to hers.
Yeah.
So she literally has 2 desks butting up against each other so she can spread her
Files.
works of art.
Yes. I
And
do.
not only that, sometimes we find her spread out all over the conference table too.
Whoa!
So she's got papers everywhere.
Yes. I'm not sure where that was going, Kathy.
That's why I added that
right
in there.
up.
I saw the look on both your faces.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm cleaning up my act, clearly.
Well, you're with the right team. Let's just say that.
I'm not sure where this conversation is going. Okay. We're gonna go to break. And keep it tuned right here to the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show. More to come after this. Okay, we've composed ourselves. Here we are. We're back. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. A big thanks to Kathy Talbot and Susan Reaume for the visit to the studio with me today.
Our pleasure.
I might have you back next week. We'll see. Next week's show. I'm kidding. You guys are always welcome back. I love having you with me.
Well, we like to be here.
I like to drag other people out of bed in the morning, too. It's good. On next week's show, I'm very excited about our guest. Real estate lawyer Robert Milson joins me live in studio to talk real estate law. We'll get to all kinds of questions. He'll explain what happens in the background when you're buying and selling a home. We'll talk about title insurance, different things that can go wrong when selling or buying a home. We've had a few of those cases, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
Throughout our careers. There's always something that pops up, and when you think you've seen it all, you haven't. If you have any specific questions you'd like to make sure we ask Mr. Milson next week, feel free to shoot them my way ahead of time. My email address is dan@dangemus.com. You can also find our contact info on the AM800 website. And you can always find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter as well. And don't forget, we podcast all of our shows. And if audio isn't fun enough, you can watch all of our ugly mugs in the studio via the video podcast Andrew produces and posts on our website. He's back tomorrow, which will have the last 3 shows on as of next couple days. Reminder, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, the Dan Gemus Real Estate Team would love to help. Learn all about the team and find our contact info at dangemus.com. You can also call us directly 7 days a week at 519-566-5565. Ciao for now, everyone. Sunday Morning Live with Kara Rowe up next right here on AM800.